that one really need to think about and consider quite a lot of things before one make that kind of decision to go for graduate school program. So I will try as much as possible to make this discussion really practical and, of course, shed more light because, of course, I've gone through the process of deciding, of refining my ideas before I actually uh, apply for my masters at the University of Oxford, and I'm presently doing my PhD at the University of Glasgow, all on fully funded scholarship. So I'll be talking from a position of experience and things that I think will be useful to you while you make your decision. So the very first thing I'm going to touch on based on the schedule is how do you even know about the course? How do you know about the program that you are interested in that you want to pursue? Because most of the time across different field, people are always limited to, oh, this is the only thing I can do. This is the only area I can explore. So how do you even decide? How do you make that decision? The very first thing, like before you even make any decision on the graduate school program that you really want to pursue, one thing that is very, very important is that you have to consider your long-term goal. And this is what I mean. For instance, if you see yourself to be maybe a professor doing research in a particular area, then of course that particular area is key for you to become an expert in it. And before you don't go to graduate school blindly, that oh, okay, let me just do anything that comes to me or anything that come my way. It doesn't work that way because you are committing quite a lot to even go to graduate school in the first instance. So you have to make the decision right now. If you are going to be applying next year, you have to look inward, reflect, and make that decision. What am I interested in? Which topic am I interested in? Do I want to become a researcher? Do I want to do MBA? And of course, the particular topic, the particular whether you are going to go for PhD straight, or you are going to go for masters first. All these things needs you actually need to think them through. And the simplest way, for instance, let me use pharmacy as an example. If you're a pharmacist and you want to pursue graduate school, let's say in in a particular area, let's say in epidemiology. Let me give you an overview of what it is like for you to do graduate school as, let me say, as a pharmacist. For most program, you are not really limited. Let me use that word. I've seen pharmacists that is doing they didn't do anything after their pharmacy school. They moved from pharmacy straight to MBA. They moved from studying pharmacy straight to MBA. Some moved from studying pharmacy, they finished from pharmacy and they started their master or started their PhD in data science. So they started their masters in drug design, some in drug development, some in drug discovery, some in public health, some in global health. So there's really no limit. It's highly dependent on what you are interested in. So there's nothing that you cannot do. I know people that finished from pharmacy and now they are doing their masters, that they are doing their PhD in digital health. I know people that finished from pharmacy, they are doing their PhD, their masters in cybersecurity. So you don't really have any limitation. What is important is your interest. What do you want to be known for? What do you really want to do? And do you have some experience? That's another thing. If today I want to do my PhD, let's say in cybersecurity, it will be so hard because I don't have any experience. That's why it is key that anything that you want to do, you look at your profile, which one will give you the best fit for what you're interested in. And right now, you now have the time. If you have not been doing anything in cybersecurity before and you're interested in doing your PhD there, can you go for a boot camp from January to give yourself more exposure? Go for boot camp, take online courses. That's what you're interested in. You must be willing to pay the price. So if you're applying to grad school, one of the things that you always have to remember again is that your profile. It is important that your profile actually is in a way align or demonstrate that you have genuine interest in that area that you're interested in. It is very, very important that you're able to show that. You are interested in an area and you don't have anything to show for it. How do you want to write a very good application? Remember, you're not just competing with your classmates, you're not just competing with people that you know, you are competing with people from around the world. So that's why you have to make that decision now. You want to apply next year. What do you really want to do? What are you interested in? What do you want to be known for? Which impact do you want to make? Which problem do you want to solve? And which degree will actually push you closer to that? Not everybody is interested in research. That's fine. Which program? I can't really list program because the reason why I can't do that is that it's actually varied. Like especially for pharmacy, You can do anything. You can wake up tomorrow and say you want to go and do something in animal science for your PhD. You have a backing for it. What you really need now is to start doing something in animal science that will put you forward as someone that's really, really interested, and you can really put in a very strong application. Are you interested in cybersecurity? What are you doing right now? So you have to start looking for ways to strengthen your profile so that when you start applying, you've already your profile, like when you're ready to apply, your profile is already well equipped to actually get you on board. So as pharmacists, as anyone in any across any field, if you're applying for graduate school next year, decide right now what are you interested in. Another thing that you also have to do is that if you are so confused and you don't even know what you really want to apply to, you can also go to university website. Are you interested maybe in the University of Oxford? Are you interested in University of Cambridge? Are you interested in Harvard? Are you interested in University of Glasgow? Are you interested in University of York? Which university are you are you trying, or are you do you really want to go? Do you have any preference? Which country? Is it in the UK? Is it in the US? Is it in Canada? Go to the university website. It's always available 247 to give you insight on the courses that are available. Like if you go to Oxford now, there's a page on Oxford website that shows A to Z of the courses that are available in Oxford. Why not take that time to go through all the courses one after the other and see what the content are? You have to do a lot of research in this journey of graduate school, a lot of personal research. Go to Harvard University website, the list of their master's program or PhD program. Look at the requirements. Look at the things that you need to start doing right now that will position you in the best light when you want to apply. So you have to do that before the end of this year so that you can start tailoring, you can start building yourself, you can start refining your skill. If you need to take some online courses, if you need to uh, do some training, if you need to have publication, if you need to do something that you think will actually put you in the best light, you have to start now. So the very first thing that you have to do is to go to the university website, play around it. University of Cambridge, they have a page for all the courses that they do at their graduate school level. Why not check? University of Oxford, it is there. University of York, um, or any university, especially if you are looking to do your postgraduate abroad, is there 247 for prospective applicants to go through and see what is required of them for them to be able to prepare a very good application. So it is very, very important that you try as much as possible. Please, if you are with us, kindly say something in the chat box so that we will know that you are with us. Um, yeah. So go to the university website, check it, and that will give you insight. If you see a particular course, maybe you see a particular course or a field that you're really, really interested in, you don't even know that they even exist. If you check online and you can see a course called pharmaceutical engineering, you know, wow. And I love math, I love engineering, I love pharmacy. I want to bridge the gap. Then that's a good opportunity because you're a pharmacist, you are fit, or you are a public health professional and you saw a particular program, oh, this program, I really want to do something on earth promotion. I don't know that anything like this actually exists. When you check the course requirement, when you check the course content, you'll be able to know right now. So it's a target for you to do before the end of this year. That see, this is what I'm interested in, and I've started doing something to do research towards that. So nobody will do any research for you to decide on what you are interested in because graduate school is a personal decision. You have to make that decision that this is what I really want to do. This is what I want to be known for. This is the impact I want to make. It's very, very important that you do that. And like I said earlier, all this program, all this university, the website is open. And it's good that you know now the requirement. If you have to write English language test, the kind of things that you have to do for you to apply to that particular program. Do you have to pay application fee? Do you have to apply for waiver? So all these things will give you that exposure. So go to the university website and note and read through all the MSc that they do in that university. If it's in Canada, look for that University of Toronto. I'm sure there's going to be a page where they will list all the program that they do there. And regarding making decision on what you want to do, it's going to be a personal journey because it is literally it is your life. You're the one that know what you are really interested in. But for you to be able to fast track things, you can actually do that. So by checking, by going through those courses, one after the other, especially those that you know that, of course, if you are not interested in mathematics, you will not click on it. MSc in mathematics or MSc in statistics, you will not click on it. You will know the one that actually catch your interest. That oh, see, this is the one I'm interested in, and you open it and you're able to see what is there. If it actually align with your interest, then you can put it on your list. So create an Excel sheet and start putting those university there. If you know you want to apply for 5 university next year, or you want to apply for a certain program, start looking at their requirement, and of course that will also um, stimulate also keep you in loop of the right information that you need to know before you start applying. You still have time if you're applying next year, but you have to start the research now. And also, another thing is very, very important for you to be able to identify your interest. Like I said, it is important that you pay close attention to what you want to see, the impact that you want to see yourself, that you want to make. For instance, there's some program that you probably might not know where they actually fall under. You can use ChatGPT to have brainstorming session. Okay, I'm interested in this particular MSc program. What kind of program do you suggest I should apply for? If you don't have anybody to ask, so you can do that and ask, or you can meet your mentor, ask them question. That see, I want to apply for this particular program. I don't know the one that fits best, but you yourself you also have to do it because this is your life. You have to take ownership and decide on the program that you want to apply for. And of course, you can start reading about the requirements, and that will also give you some added insight. Another that's very, very important that you also have to start doing right now is the scholarship. You also start thinking about the scholarship, unless if you have the funding or you have the means or you have the way to fund your admission or you have to fund your studies, then you also start thinking about scholarship. It's not just about admission alone. If a school has a very beautiful program, a program in maybe in what you're in pharmacology, MSc in pharmacology or MSc in biochemistry, and you're really interested in the content of that program, because another that is important is not just about applying to schools. Also check the content of that program. It's not just about applying for an MSc in a university. Check the content, what they are going to teach you. Is it what you are interested in? Not all masters of public health are the same. It's very, very important that you actually look at that. Not all masters of public health are the same. So you have to think carefully to know what exactly you are interested in. And of course, you'll be able to put forward an application. So another is very, very important again that you have to think about uh, is that you have to be able to make decision, of course, on the country. Some people they want to go to like a certain university, and of course, uh, they care about the university more than the country, which I think is something that is reasonable. You have to go to a university. You have to be interested in a university before you actually apply, like before you apply to them. So it's highly dependent on your own interest. It's not just about um, it's not just about the country. Are they doing things that you're interested in? And if you are more focused on the country, which is also fine, it depends. In remember, like I said, some people they would like to get their masters from the a US university. They start applying to the US university, start looking for US opportunity in the US. The best time is now. Like if you want to do anything, the best time is now. If you're applying next year, because as you start checking, you will know okay, these are the requirements. For schools in the UK, you don't need GMAT, you don't need GRE for most program in the UK. But some of them will ask you to submit English language test. But for some schools in the US, they might ask you to write GRE, some will ask you to write GMAT, or it depends on the school. So what you have to start doing now is to identify the program, like I said, and have a sheet somewhere where you can actually exact sheet where you can list all the university, the MSc, and when they are going to open the requirements, and you can start getting everything ready. Get your transcript ready. Get your and someone said told me that she wants to apply for a program and doesn't even have any evidence of going to this or of going to of attending the university. No, like no evidence, nothing to show. She has not applied for her transcript. Like, no, that doesn't show that you are really ready. So this is the time to start thinking about that. How are you going to get your transcript? How are you going to get your certificate if it's needed? But most time your transcript is enough. Are you going to write GRE? Where will you get the money? Are you going to apply for waiver? Some schools they have some exception that if you're a recent graduate, then you can simply just apply for a waiver letter. So all these things when you check and making that decision for graduate school, like I said, is personal. You have to start now. You have to understand what you are interested in or the impact that you want to make. If you are so confused about it, go for the one that, of course, this is MSc program. This is not something that anybody is forced to do. There must be some level of interest. There must be some level of you having some level of clarity. Even if it's not so clear in your mind, you still need some level of clarity before you apply for anything. Because why will you apply for a program that you're not interested in, that you don't like? So, and what you can do is what I've actually explained. Go online, check different universities around the world, Google your interest, chat with ChatGPT, ask mentors about it, um, and of course, people will be able to guide you. And you yourself, you have to also have to do the hard work to do the research. Go to the university website; it's always open 247. If you go to for most programs in Oxford now, they are closed for the funding deadline. If you go there now, the page is still there looking at you, all the requirements and everything that you need to know about that program, and then you can make your decision. And immediately you've made that decision on what you want to do, what you need to start doing right now is to start building your profile, because your profile is also very, very important. Imagine you've already made that decision now. You will know, you can go on LinkedIn and search for students that graduated from that program so that you can see their profile. If you're applying for a scholarship, go on YouTube, search for the scholarship. Maybe you see a video on that someone has made in the past about the scholarship. So this thing is getting really, really competitive. But at the same time, as you definitely need to pay the price of you trying of you building that necessary capacity to learn about what will actually position you in the best light for the opportunity. So it is very, very important that one make that decision, and also try as much as possible to continue to own their skills and knowledge that will put them in the best light for that graduate school program. So, regarding the application too, there are a whole lot of things. If you live in low income country, low and middle income country, and you need to pay application fee, we all know how expensive that is presently. And what you can do right now is for you to be strategic on the kind of program that you apply to, on the kind of scholarship that you apply to, and this is the best time to start. There's some school that give waiver, they give students waiver. Learn about the strategy, learn about all this information are usually on the university website. So it's a journey of making a lot of personal research, because it's a whole lot of money to say you want to pay application fee for 10 schools. That's like 900 pounds. If each school is like 90 pounds, that's a 90 times 10. That's 900 pounds. So you have to be sure that you make that decision this year on the school, on the program. Go to the university website, do your research, have that clarity right now, like this year. Because you're not just competing with your friends, you're not competing with your classmates, you're competing with other people from other school. Imagine you're applying to Harvard, where you're competing with people that you don't even know, people from different places. And nobody cares about where you're coming from. People care about um, who you are and what you have done for yourself, and what the kind of potential that you have. So if you're interested in a particular area, you don't even want to do pharmacy again. You want to move straight into maybe cybersecurity. What have you done in cybersecurity? Have you shown something that is tangible, that this person has already started making moves in this particular area? Nobody will give you come from pharmacy and you want to do something cybersecurity, they will just give you admission. No, nobody will give you that kind of admission, because they will be wondering, what was the link? Have you demonstrated any interest? What have you done that showed that you are really a competitive applicant for that particular program? Do you have some basic understanding? Remember, this is an advanced degree. So it's not something that you just make decision one day that, oh, tomorrow I'm applying for this. You have to think about it. For me, right from my undergraduate years, I've already known that, see, this is where I have gap in my knowledge when it comes to public health, and I'm going to do my master's in global health and epidemiology. So you are the one that know what you have been doing over the years, and where, if you are interested in cancer biology or cancer or computational biology, there are pharmacists in those space, but they are able to maybe attend webinar or attend sessions or build their profile to make it appealing that, see, this person is truly interested. You can't just say you are interested in something with just word of mouth. You demonstrate with your action what you have done. Have you taken someone like us? Have you attended a boot camp? Have you done a training? What have you done in that area? What can you show forth? And all these things are the things that you will put together in your personal statement, in your essays. So everything works together. So that's why I said you have to make that personal decision right now if you are interested in going for graduate school. And regarding country, some people, they are interested in maybe the UK or the US or Canada or Australia. There are opportunity everywhere. There are even in Dubai, in Saudi, opportunity are everywhere. But what is important basically is you having a clarity of purpose of what do you want, which impact do you want to make, and that will actually guide you. So it's not a must that you rush. If you know that you are not still finding anything that you're really interested in, maybe you should work. Maybe you should apply for jobs instead. So graduate school is not an escape from anything. So that's why you don't waste your time with graduate school. Some people don't even need to do any masters before they can forge ahead in their career. So don't see it like, okay, it's a must because everyone is doing masters. No, if you want to apply for jobs because it's a decision that you make with all um, sincerity and with the fact that you understand what you are interested in, and you also have even if you don't have full picture, it's always good to have. Even if it's not full, it's not so clear, but you know that, oh, see, I think I'm interested in public health, but I'm not so familiar with what public health is. Go and take online course today. There are courses on Coursera. There are courses on there are programs or something that you can watch on YouTube that will give you clarity on what public health is all about. Do those things right now and have that clarity to at least some level and say, okay, did I really want to do public health? Or do I really want to do epidemiology? Do I want to focus on maybe a particular area in pharmacy? Do I want to do something on pharmacognosy? So you have to think critically before you make decision about graduate school. So it's personal. It's personal. And regarding the country, like I said earlier, it's not about the country, but if you prioritize the country, which is also good, then look for programs within that country. Some people, they are interested in going to Sweden. There are a lot of schools in Sweden that you can attend, that you can apply to. You're interested in Portugal. There are schools, there are funding, there are opportunity there, but you are the one that will do that research. Instead in the UK, there are a whole lot of scholarship, a whole lot of funding that you can explore. So, but make that decision right now, or you are not, or you are particular about the program. So some people, they are particular about, okay, maybe MSc in pharmaceutical engineering, which is unique. Okay, they only do it in Saudi. Okay, I have to go to Saudi or I have to go to this particular country. So is a journey of doing quite a lot of research for you to gain a lot of clarity on what exactly you want to do and the kind of impact that you want to make. So now another thing you also have to think about is the post MSc. After you have done with your master, after you are done with your PhD, what do you really want to do? So you have to think about that before you even apply. It is very, very important that you do that. You know why? That's why you will finish with the masters and you are confused that, okay, what's the importance of this masters? Why do I even do this masters? That's why I say don't rush. If you know that you need 2 more years to think, use that 2 years to think. It's because it's a personal decision. People in the industry are even making more money. Like right now that I finished my masters, my classmates, some of them are working at WHO, some of them are working with World Health Organization, some of them are working with big international organization. But I personally, I know that I want to get a PhD. So that's my own personal journey. So some people after their masters, that's the only thing they want to do after is to go to the industry and start making the money. Even some people with their BSc, they can start getting some like there's some opportunity that is so that will give them a lot of reward if they are interested in money. For some people, but for you to not decide that you want to go for graduate school is beyond just saying you want to go for graduate school. You have to be convinced beyond reasonable doubt that this is what you really want to do. That this is what you really want to do. Because if you're outside academia, you can be making your money, you can be making your own impact, you can be doing your own job. That's why you have to have that personal conviction that indeed I want to go for graduate school. I want to do my master's. I want to do my PhD, or I want to do this particular diploma or MPhil. So you have to know your why and the reason why you want to like want to pursue that particular program. So do your research and know what is the opportunity that is available to you after you are done with that particular program, after you are done with that PhD. You have to start thinking really fast. You don't need to have everything clear, but there should be some uh, a potential path for you. That's why when you are writing your personal statement, they will put it there that see what do you want, what's your long-term goal. They're not just asking for fun. They want to be sure that you're applying to our program. What do you see yourself becoming? Are you going to do you see yourself as a consultant after your program? Do you want to work with big or international organization in your field? What do you really want to do? So it is now that you still need to start thinking about. For me now, I know that immediately I finish my masters, I'm going for my PhD. So it's clear to me. And I know why I'm doing that. I know my own target, I know my own ambition, I know my own area of focus, I know what I really want to achieve. Even if they are not so clear from the beginning, they get clearer uh like each day. But so just have a blueprint of what you're interested in and the kind of impact that you want to make, the kind of problem that you want to solve, and that will also give you insight. Like I said earlier, some people don't even need masters. Some people don't even need any PhD to forge ahead in their career. Some people don't need that. Why some people they actually need it is important to them. Some people just want to do it to have additional skills. What is your own why? It is important that you reflect on that. Some people they want to go into academia, some people they want to go to the industry, but they need advanced training beyond their undergraduate degree. That's also fine. So that's why it's not a journey that you just jump into. It's a journey that you have to be clear on on what you're actually doing because it's a whole lot of process. So why do you want to venture into it when you don't even know what you are doing and you don't even know what you need to start doing right now to build your capacity? Remember I said for this journey, it is very very important that you know that you need to be so not have a huge clarity, but at the same time you need to understand what you're actually doing. Why are you applying for a program? Imagine you apply for a program that you don't like. How do you want to cope during the MSc? What do you want to make out of it? So, and you have time right now to do that reflection, to do that thinking, to check people out, people that have done that program. Where are they now? What are they doing right now? And all these things will give you some insight on where, for instance, if you are interested in a program in the university, maybe pharmaceutics or maybe an MSc in in drug discovery, you can go and check where they are working right now. 5 years after when they finish. All these things are available on LinkedIn. Search the name of the university, search the name of the course, play with keywords, reach out to them if you need some clarification. So, but what is important is that you start now and you continue to actually demonstrate resilience, and at the same time, you continue to seek for more information as much as you can. Um, so now let me touch on another question that we have here. So, some of the pitfall when it comes to graduate school application. One of the pitfall is that most time people that are applying to graduate school they don't plan. Some of them don't plan on what they really want to do, and they don't really plan years ahead. But if you are applying next year and you are listening to this right now, you already know what you do. That before that time, you already get some clarity on the program that you're applying to because the earlier the better. And that will make you more strategic to be able to get into that program that you're interested in. Imagine for a particular program, uh, you need to maybe take some courses or take some online or build your CV in that area. And you already know that you need to start doing that right now because you are competing with quite a lot of people that are applying to that program. That has already put you in a very good light already because you already know what you need to start doing. But most people they just decide, oh, okay, by next month, okay, I need this, I need that. They will start rushing, they will start looking for recommenders. You don't need to do that. You need to start thinking about who are the potential recommenders for your graduate school application. You want to apply next year. Who are the people that will recommend you? Let me ask you that. Do you know them? Do they know about your work? That's why some people will go and ask for recommendation letter from people that don't know anything about what they have been doing. They will just write two sentences. Yusuf is a good boy. He comes to class every day. Who will accept you with that kind of recommendation letter? So you need to get someone. You need to start thinking right now. If you need to start maybe sending them, happy new month, ma. Good afternoon, ma. Oh, I just want this particular thing. Oh, this is my CV, ma. What advice do you have for me? Let them know you. Don't just go and meet stranger to give you letter. That person will just write two sentences for you. He's a fine boy. He comes to class every time. He's one of our best students. And you expect to get to Harvard, to get to Oxford, to get to top university or competitive program. That's you also laugh at yourself that no, I think I don't know what I'm doing. So it's about starting now. Who are your potential recommender? Send them monthly, okay, happy new month, Mao. Hello, Mao. This is that. I just say I should greet you. For some people, they will just go and attack one professor somewhere that, oh, see, sir, I want to apply to Oxford. I need a recommendation letter tomorrow. That person will just wake up and say, okay. That person is also very, very nice and give you and just write one line something to you for you because you don't have any rapport. They don't really know you that much. So all these little things actually count. So please, if you are thinking of applying to graduate school next year, you need to start thinking now and you need to you need to make that decision on the school, the country, this potential scholarship, list them in Excel sheet. These are the scholarships that are available for this particular program. Oh, I'm interested in this program, but I'm not sure of where their students are. Go on LinkedIn, search for the MSc. Okay, MSc Global Health University, University College London. You will see past students, and you can see where they are working right now. That can give you some sense of okay, these are the potential opportunity after this particular program. And you yourself, you can have something that you have in mind. Go for the best program that will make you achieve that thing that you have in your own mind. But go to the university where they are always there. If you go to a US university now, masters in pharmaceutics at a particular university, you will see the course page, you will see all the requirements, you will see the things that you need to apply. But what you have to start doing right now, how can you become a strong applicant? What can you do to build your profile? Do you need to publish a paper? Do you need to attend a conference? Do you need to? What are the things that you need to do? There are a whole lot of things that you can do to add to your profile, and you need to start doing them right now so that you won't start rushing. Oh, next day, oh, I need to take this course before I apply to this. You've already taken a course. It's already on your CV. So what are the things that you need to start doing to strengthen your application? So it's not something that you rush. And I'm glad that we're having this video, this session right now, so that people will start you start thinking about what you need to start doing that will put you in the best light and at the same time that will make you a strong applicant for any program that you're applying for. I think I will open the floor now for questions if I missed anything so I can give more clarification on things that you can start doing right now that will put you in the best light, that will make you a competitive applicant. But remember, you have to start now if you are thinking of applying to graduate school next year. And this channel too, there are a whole lot of videos that I've made that you can also watch on different tips, different insights, different scholarship. You're also free to subscribe to the channel. So, and there are a whole lot of channels too on YouTube that are doing similar thing. Just leverage all these resources, all this information. You can do it yourself. It's something that you can do yourself. I applied to graduate school. I didn't pay anyone. So there are a whole lot of resources on YouTube, on the internet. Why do you have to pay when you can access a whole lot of information online? I mean, a lot of people they've done it themselves and they're able to get to graduate school. So I don't see, but this kind of session, people will not attend. They will not attend. And they will say, oh, I don't understand it. I don't understand that. So these are the little things that you do that will actually set you on track, that will set you in the course by the kind of information that you're able to have access to. There are a whole lot online. Just use your Google, ask questions to people. If you see someone that uh maybe graduated from that particular program on LinkedIn, say hello to them. If you want to ask for about anything, ask question. And if you want to maybe send cold email to professors, there are a whole lot of resources on YouTube on how you can write the email. So all those little things, all this information, they are available, sitting pretty on the internet or the university website. You want to apply for global health science and epidemiology in Oxford next year, just Google it. MSc in global health science and epidemiology. You will see the course page. You will see everything that you need to apply. So maximize those things right now. So don't rush. So that you will know that okay, this program is competitive. Oh, what can I do? Okay, I need to start looking for a way to maybe to publish a paper or to do a community impact project or to do things or to build my skills, even for the MSc. Maybe you need to do some trainings on data analysis that will add to your knowledge, that will prepare you, and at the same time will be able to will make you to be able to prepare a strong application for the program that you're applying for. So you need to be strategic in this journey. You know, it is competitive. We all know that. Graduate school is getting competitive each year. And you know, if you apply for a certain country, you even need to stand out. Because there's no school that you want to apply to. You've seen in Nigeria and applying to that program. You think you're the only one. Forget. They are there. You just see that, you also apply. It's when they do all this open day or where they want to talk about the course. You see, you see like 50 Nigerians on the code. Almost, but it's normal. So how do you want to stand out? So everyone should just do what is best for them. And I will not encourage you to apply for one program. Apply to as many programs as you can. Apply to as many scholarships as you can. But this is the time to start doing your research. Have an Open an Excel sheet. Document all these things. The school, maybe you have different countries that you want to explore. How do you get waiver? It can be expensive for you. Document those things. Okay, is there any way? Can you send email to the course director? Is there any scholarship that is unique to that school? Also, there's something that people also miss out. People just know all these popular scholarship, Chevney, Commonwealth. There are some scholarship in the university within the university too. If you go to the university website, they have some funding for graduate school for international students that nobody will make noise about. But it's by checking that you see that, oh, okay, there's funding. Oh, they have this funding and Nigerians are eligible. Oh, it covers just the tuition. It covers just the school fees and this particular fee. You will be able to know. So it's a journey of doing quite a lot of decision, of doing quite a lot of research. You need to do that research. And that's why it might look confusing sometimes because you have not done your research. Have you checked any website? Have you done your have you carried out any research to know what the program is all about initially? You've not done that. So the more you give yourself opportunity to do this research, the more you uncover things. So it is not that time necessary that people say, how will I get waiver for this school? How will I get a full waiver? I don't have money to pay for application fee when you should have done the research a year before to know the things that you need to do, to know where you need to say, to know the schools that are free. Some schools are free, you don't have to pay anything for you to apply. Then why are you delaying? So this is time to start. There are some schools that you don't have to pay application fee. Someone just discovered that the University of Glasgow doesn't. You don't have to pay application fee. Whereas it's on their website for many years. For University of Glasgow, there's no application fee. There's some schools in the UK, there's no application fee. There's some schools in the US, Canada, there's no application fee. And on this time, I mean, on YouTube too, people have made a video on that. That okay, list of schools without application fee. You can get from there, get information from there, and go check whether it's indeed true or not. That's how you do research. Then you have clarity on, oh, okay, this school is free. Oh, this school, if I attend their open day, they give a voucher for people that attend. Some schools in the US they do that. If you attend the open day, they will give you voucher for application fee. PhD in Harvard is free. You don't have to pay application fee if you're from Nigeria, if you're from low income country. But you will not know all these things if you don't check. Application is free in Harvard, I think. Yeah, yes. It's free in some countries too. Some university in the US. You don't have to pay anything. You don't even have to do West evaluation. Some people say, oh, I don't want to do West evaluation. Then you need to start your research now to know schools that don't need evaluation. Schools that don't need you to do any English language test. This money, they are actually too much for you to say you want to cough all of them out. So you have to be strategic, especially this time around where we don't know where dollar and naira, the pounds, everything. We don't know where it's going. So you have to start now so that you will know that, okay, I don't want to pay any application fee next year. So how do you do that? Start doing your research. Go to the university website. Know what is required. Know the things that you have to do. If you have to attend open day, look at the time where it was done, maybe the this year. So you can know where you will target that, so you can also attend. For MasterCard in Cambridge, if you're applying to MasterCard scholarship, if you apply to MasterCard and as a Nigerian, you are eligible. Automatically, if you apply to that MasterCard scholarship in Cambridge, you don't have to pay any application fee. But if you don't do research, you won't know. You just see, Cambridge University is £70 or £35 or £90. I don't have money, I won't apply. So information too is very, very important. Information in this journey. If you're applying to MasterCard scholarship in Cambridge, your application fee is going to be waived. And as Nigerian, as people from different African countries, you are eligible to apply for the MasterCard scholarship. There's MasterCard scholarship in Edinburgh. There's Master scholarship in some schools in the US too. So do your research and start now. You have a whole lot of time to do the research and for you to know what you also have to do to strengthen your profile. I think I'll be able to make really emphasis on the key things. And I think you should start work now so that you won't start rushing. There are a whole lot of videos on YouTube. On this channel, there are a whole lot. And we'll still be coming with bringing more people that will share more insight on different scholarship, different opportunities. And you can have some level of play. How do you write personal statement? There's a video on this channel, there's a video on YouTube that you can watch. So don't is a whole lot of work, but I can say confidently that if you put in the effort, you will definitely laugh last. and get the scholarship, get the right program that you're interested in, and of course, forge ahead in your career. So pay the price right now. And of course, I wish you all the best. So I'll be open now to questions. So if you have any question or you need clarification on things, I'm happy to shed more light. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the session, fam. So, like you said, we have to be very strategic. We have to plan ahead. We have to do a lot of research, and most importantly, we have to be ready to put in the effort. So, please, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box. Any questions whatsoever regarding graduate schools, MSc, PhD opportunities, anything you find confusing at all, you can drop them in the chat box. And you can also subscribe to his YouTube channels because it has been very, very helpful so far. It has been very, very helpful. You can use YouTube, you can use LinkedIn, you can use Twitter itself, to search, to make researches, to conduct your researches, your own personal researches, so as to be able to know what you want for yourself before you go into this journey, because it is a very, very long and tedious journey. But the best way to approach it is basically to start early. Once you start early, it's going to be like a smooth ride for you. So please drop your
Okay,
questions.
sorry. Can I come in later?
Yes.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah. Thank you for the session. You touched on some very important things that I was looking forward to, and you talked about trying to get your interest. You need to, you need to ask mentors. You can use ChatGPT, and most importantly, I think why people are confused about what they want to do is because they've not done an extensive research.
Mm,
Once you start and that going to the university and checking all the programs and now writing down which ones are um, which one catches your interest is something that brings clarity on its own, like going through all the programs and also. Um, Apart from the scholarship, the question I want to ask, apart from the scholarship, um, there's a route some people use, like reaching out to professors. It gets that open up opportunities
mm.
for them to come and study. And so, how do you what tip will you give him? Because to start out in that, you now need to start looking for a research interest. I
Mm.
think you did not touch on that. So, what tips will you give in crafting out a research area that you can now use to check out principal investigators and reach out to professors?
Thank you very much for that. I'm going to touch on that question from two angles. Personally, for me, I made that decision that I want to go for a taught program for my master's. And for some people, the reason why I made that decision, that's why you have to be clear on what you actually want. For taught program, you don't need to start looking for any professor anyway. Taught program, just apply, you get on board, they teach you, you graduate, you learn. If you want to move for PhD, by that time, you already have some level of clarity. So where the challenge is most of the time is if um, if you are interested in, let's say, a project advertised by a professor, that's also another way. Let me touch on that too. Sometimes there are some PhD opportunity or master's opportunity where you have to do some research, but the research will be sponsored by your professor, by your lecturer. Then what that means basically is that you have to align with the research interest of that professor. And you have to be able to demonstrate that you are actually interested, you have interest in that particular field. That's also another way. So another way which requires you developing research interest, having research proposal, um, that one is a bit advanced, and you will agree with me in the sense that if you are going to be developing research question, if you are going to be developing research proposal, and you don't even know anything about what you're interested in, I would say probably you should go for another program that is taught, or a program that will not ask you to develop a proposal. That is just I don't like deceiving myself when it comes to things like this. Instead, just apply for a program that is taught, or apply for a program that's a PhD that you don't need to develop any proposal. There are a whole lot of PhD in the US that is when you enter in your first year, that's when you're going to develop a proposal. I know someone that entered for a fully funded PhD, a whole lot of a number of people, they don't really need to develop a proposal before they enter. They don't need to have any research interest. What they really have to do is that they have to have a broad scope of what they are interested in. and that aligns with the interest of that department. I'm not sure whether I'm clear. This is what I mean. For some program, let's say Harvard, or some school, let's just use maybe John Hopkins University, for instance, um, or let's use University X. Don't let me use a specific university. University X, you want to apply to that school. For some schools in the US, you don't need any proposal, you don't need anything to prepare, you don't need to prepare anything. What you just need is that you need to have broad interest that align with the faculty member, that align with the professor in the university. Is when you get into your first year. That's why PhD in the US, the first year is mostly masters. It's literally like you're doing masters, they are teaching you again. While the rest, you can use it to do your research and other things. So that's why it is like that. Because the first year, that's where you're going to develop your proposal. There's some schools like that. Harvard, I think Harvard is like that. I think John Hopkins, in a whole number of schools in the US, they don't need you to develop a proposal. So if you know that you're not in, because if you want to apply for a PhD, is a very I mean, you have to be doing that research for you like for like 5 years or 4 years. Imagine you don't like what you are doing. You just want to do it because you want to get into graduate school. So it's always good to think strategically. Like, okay, right now, it seems I don't have any research interest, which most masters, thought master program, you are going there to go and learn basic principle in your field. Instead, go for that. There are a whole lot of schools in Canada that do thought program that have funding. Why do you want to stress yourself, give yourself all this unnecessary headache to start thinking about things that you don't even have any knowledge about? But if you are someone that's been doing research before, I mean, you have good knowledge of research in that particular area, then you won't have any headache with that. You won't have any stress with that. But if you're also willing to learn that, oh, okay, you have, um, in fact, most of the time, if you have to develop a proposal and you have to think about what you want to work on before you actually apply, sometimes you have to demonstrate some level of understanding. For instance, if you're applying to PhD in like Cambridge, in Oxford, or some UK university, for some of the application, you have to submit research proposal for what you want to work on. For you to write a research proposal at first, that shows some level of understanding that you know what you are doing, that you know what that program, what that course is all about, and what you really want to do. But if you are interested in that topic and you still want to apply for that PhD, for instance, then you have to look for a way to actually that shows that you're interested and that shows that that is your interest. It's an advertised program, but you are interested in it, and you have to pay the price of developing a proposal. That's a whole session on its own. But I'm working on a video to talk about how to write research proposal for graduate school. So if you know that you don't have any knowledge or any sound knowledge about research, it's just from my own experience and for my what I will advise. If you are not so sure of what you're interested in, then go for a thought program. And during that thought program, I'm sure clarity will come that, oh, okay, let me just go for this thought program. Or now, okay, after your thought program, you already have an interest. That, okay, see, I want to go to AMR and I need to look for a PhD in that line. Than for you to just go to and do a PhD that you don't even know what it's all about. You are not even interested in it in the first place. Now it will be difficult to even enter. That's why some people get it wrong again. Because you are not so fit for it. Your profile doesn't really stand out to even make you a competitive applicant. So you have to make sure that you balance the two ends and look inward and see whether you are indeed interested. But there's some PhDs that they advertise. If you are interested, maybe a professor is known to be an expert in a particular area, and they advertise a PhD, and you really like the topic, and of course, maybe you have a profile uh, that is you have a very good profile in that line, then that's also a good fit for you in the sense that you would now align your interest now aligns with that project, which is very very good. So you cannot start thinking about, okay, how can I prepare a proposal? I love this topic. Then you can have meeting with your supervisor, with your potential supervisor to develop how to talk about how you want to develop a proposal. So, but you have to think. So if you are thinking about a program and you're not so sure that which program do I want to apply for under this particular PhD, you're not so sure, go for a thought program. Let them teach you first. Do a master's. Don't go pursue a master's program for don't rush into PhD. So, but that's just my own
Won't,
thinking.
okay,
Like that's
won't,
my own
won't
ideology.
even the
Yeah.
third even the third program, won't they still ask you maybe like a capstone project or just to test your like your expectation or the kind of project you want to work on. You get based on that your interest.
Mm. Yeah,
For
that's it.
because personally now again,
No. Most of
yeah,
the time,
there's a cost.
they don't bother you about that. If it's a thought program, they don't bother you too much. But you have to be ambitious to know what you want to do. So, for instance, they can ask why you are applying for this particular program in your personal statement. Simply because you want to learn about this thing so that you can solve this particular problem. It's not so specific that okay, you have to tell us the research that you want to do, the problem that you want to solve. It's not fixated like that. What they just need is a broad overview of what you're interested in. Why is this program for you? You are applying for a program that will teach you statistics. Why do you need it? Which problem do you want to solve? Do you want to see yourself doing more research or developing models in the future that will be useful to your country? That's not when you're applying. It's not the time where they want you to start talking about too much of too to focus too much about saying things like okay, this is the methodology of my research. No, most thought program they understand that you are coming on board to come and learn about that program, and at the same time they will give you the basic principle by teaching you, but they also want to see that you're ambitious. You know what you really want to do in a thought program. But there's also something called masters of research. For masters of research, there's masters of thought masters and there's masters of research. Masters of research is MRS. For MRS, you are literally doing something like PhD. You already have a project. So most MRS program, you need to develop a proposal or you need to have an idea of what you want to work on even before you start. So that's masters of research. But thought program is like you're in the university. You have to sit down, they will teach you. But they want to understand your like what do you want to do in the next 5 years? Why are you doing that program? So it's not just about interest, like okay, you have to start writing research proposal when you're applying. Most of the time, no. For some scholarship like Commonwealth, where they will ask you which dissertation are you interested in. It's not a must that you start going at length and start explaining you want to do. No, they just want to know the title of what you're interested in. And that might change when you start the MSc, when you start your program. So for most thought program, see it as the way it's called, thoughts. They want to teach you the basic principle of that field. If you apply for thought masters in global health, they will teach you everything about global health. Pieces, everything, things that you need to know. Then from there, you have some level of clarity on, okay, now I think I need to do a PhD in this particular area, or I need to pursue this particular program. But if you're applying to a sophisticated PhD or a PhD that you don't even know anything about it, or you don't even have any interest in it, then even not having interest in the first place has already disqualified you. You've already disqualified yourself because you are not even eligible to apply in the first place. So, but if you really want to apply, be sure that you're interested in that program, and you can come up with a proposal, which there are a lot of videos on that. It's usually in 1,000 words or 1,500 words. You just put things together and what you want to do, and you submit it as part of your application. So it's something that you really need to think through before you make any decision on that, especially when it comes to PhD. So going from bachelor's to PhD is possible in the US, and most of the time, people in the US they definitely cope with it because in the US, your first year, for most PhD program is like you're doing masters. That's when you develop your proposal. That's when you will refine your work. That's why you will go to classes to learn more about things in that field. So they've integrated everything together. That's why PhD in the US, the first year is like you're doing masters. Then the following year is more focused on what you are on your PhD. But for instance, in the UK, for most program in the UK, you need a master's for most PhD program because in the UK you just jump to your research. For me now, I just did I think I for maybe two classes, and that's all. And it's not even compulsory for me to do it. I have to move straight to my research. That's why you in the UK you finish your PhD within 3 years, within 2.5 years, 4 years you are done. But in the US, your first year is usually maybe you are doing something like masters. Then the next 4 years is for you to focus on your research. So there are some program in the US that don't need you to submit any proposal before you apply. But you need to have broad interest of what you are interested in, what you want to become, the impact that you want to make. I hope I'm able to communicate that clearly.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it's very clear. Very clear. So is there any question for maybe
I
I
think
ask my next question? Yeah.
can I come?
Yeah, you can come.
So, one of the questions we got from the form that we sent out said, "What is the feasibility of securing a job abroad? In pharmaceutical research and development after you are done with a PhD program in pharmaceutical R&D, like drug formulation and development
Mm,
and computer-aided drug discovery.
mm.
Like, what is the feasibility?"
It's actually feasible because once you are here, you are open to different opportunity. I
Oh,
mean, if after your masters or after your PhD, and you are interested in something, I'm sure you'll have been doing your research to explore it and how you can make that your dream to come to reality. So
okay.
some people here they finish their masters and immediately they already secure a job. Some people they finish their PhD, they already secure a job in companies. But they don't sit down. They're not just looking like this, that okay, oh, the job will come to me. Oh. They've already planned how things and map out that, oh, okay, I know this company. AstraZeneca, they are in London. AstraZeneca, I'm interested in this pharma company. Okay, let me look at their website. Oh, they have this particular opening. Oh, can I do my internship there? Can I do this? So all these people have started strategizing even before they finish their program because that kind of person, you already know that, oh, see, I'm interested in this particular program and I need to start looking for ways to actually get that opportunity. So it's about planning, it's about being strategic, it's about knowing what you want, it's about going for it boldly. It's also about building the skills. So during your MSc, you're interested in that particular thing. You need to start learning. You need to start refining your skill. That see, oh, okay, I'm going to pharmaceutical company. I need to learn about this. I need to learn about that. I need to start maybe looking for. You need to look for people that have already gone ahead to achieve that feat. Go on LinkedIn, probably see them that move from internship into the job role with those kind of company. So it's about being strategic and you have to plan accordingly. Some people, because they want to get into AstraZeneca or they want to get to Pfizer, they are going to do their internship with Pfizer when maybe during the 2 years of their masters or during their PhD. They just look for a way to do that internship and learn what is happening inside and be able to secure the opportunity. So, like I said, being strategic, planning. But in most cases, if that's what you really want, it works. It definitely work for you even before your visa expires. So you already know what you have to do to be able to secure that spot. So it's possible and people are doing it. Yeah. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does, fam. It does. Okay, I have another question. Please,
All
can
right.
you, for someone like me now, I think I'm a little bit confused about this thoughts program. Like, what does thoughts program actually mean?
Okay. Thank you very much. Is that all?
Yeah, that is all.
Yeah. Let me explain that clearly. Thought program is just like your bachelor's degree, where you will sit down in the class and you are taught. They will teach you about that program. Let's say if you are applying to masters in biochemistry, you have modules, you have classes, you have lecture, just like undergraduate, but you are doing it for maybe 1 year or 2 years, depending on the duration of the program. So, and after you are done, some thought program, you have to write dissertation. So for some, maybe it's professional or depending on what they call the course. For instance, in Canada, there are some master's program that non-thesis. I won't advise if you want to do a PhD after to do a non-thesis masters because for non-thesis masters, for masters, after you are done with your masters, you will not do any dissertation. Like doing after when you want to complete your masters, you will not do any dissertation. Remember, dissertation is research. So what do you want to show for when you're applying for for PhD? So it's a thought program,
Okay.
but it is non-thesis. They will just teach you everything about that program. They will teach you the introduction. They will teach you history. They will teach you what will make you a master in that topic. So you're going to be taught by people. So that's
Okay.
why it is called thought program. So you have module, you have classes, you have exams, or you have assessments from time to time. Yeah. So, but there's also a particular type of MSc too, which is Masters of Research. In that Masters of Research, generally, you are not. Sometimes you are going to be given the option to go to classes, get to if you need additional training. But for most Master of Research program, you already have a research project that you are working on. So that's the distinction. So, but that means that you are doing like something like a mini PhD, but you can complete it within 1 year. So for most Masters of Research program, You already have in fact, you have to develop a proposal, or you have a project that you want to work on, or you have a particular research that you are admitted to do. So that's why it's called Master of Research. But if it's a taught program, you are going to be taught, you are going to go to classes, but you are going to have dissertation at the end. While some schools they also have non-thesis taught program. Maybe you do internship instead of thesis. So taught just means that you're going to be taught just like you're going to classes every day. But for Masters of Research, you can still attend classes if they want you to attend it as part of your requirement, but you have a project or a research at hand. Unlike a master student that may not have any project at the beginning of their master, they don't have anything that they want to focus on. But later they will still do their dissertation and they will come up with a topic. That will come later. But for a master of research student, you already have you are focusing on research, but it's still like masters, but it's a research that you can finish um, within a year or two, depending on the duration of the masters of research. And of course, you have clarity from the beginning, the research topic that you're working on. And you also have modules, but most of the time they're optional. They will ask you maybe take this training so that it will help you in your research that you are doing. So it's just like a short form of a PhD, but you have a research at hand that you are focusing on. But taught, you are going to be sat down, you are going to be taught how the basic things about your field. You're going to be taught how to analyze data. You get it's like they're teaching you what they set out to do in the course module. I hope that is the decision is clear.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I think we have a question on the.
is there another question
I think I have some question. Let me check YouTube.
okay, on the YouTube channel? Okay.
Yes.
I want to try
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Abdul, is there? Okay.
Yeah. Should I
Sorry,
read it out?
can go on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are there scholarships that cover masters in clinical pharmacy abroad? I know someone that that did one I think a master's at university in the UK, and it's clinical pharmacy, and she got funding. Yeah, if you do your research, you will find. So they are funding for it. And for Chevening scholarship is for any course in any university in the UK. Chevening scholarship can provide that opportunity for you. But if you check some schools in the UK, in the US, you're going to see some funding options are available to you. Yeah. So I would say yes, because I know someone that did masters in clinical pharmacy in the UK and she got funding for that. Aside the issue of interest, a lot of pharmacists do something outside pharmacy abroad. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It seems like that. Well, there's still some people that are doing their masters in drug development and all. But it's true, Sha, that pharmacists are actually they are diversifying to they're actually moving to different areas, different fields,
Yeah.
which I think
You
is
know,
actually
sorry.
interesting. Yeah, continue.
That's why I asked that those that want to still focus on that pharmacy profession, like
Mm.
what I think that's what the person's asking, right? Like,
Yeah, that is exactly that. Maybe probably is shocked that why are we having that? Yeah, I think there's a continuation that considering the cost of licensure abroad for pharmacy practice. Yeah, I think people just want to do another thing, really. I don't know. I don't know why it's like that for pharmacy. I think people are just interested in things outside pharmacy. But if you're interested in pharmacy, I've been doing pharmacy for 5 years in pharmacy school. There are a lot of things that you can start thinking about. Drug discovery is there, implementation, computational biology, computational chemistry, all those interesting things. They are all available to you. It's just for you to push them further. Phytochemistry, if that's what you are interested in. But I just maybe I don't know. Maybe people get tired of pharmacy over time. You just want to do another thing. Maybe I don't know. But I still know people that are doing things in pharmacy area. People that are doing their PhD in pharmaceutics. People that are doing their PhD in pharmaceutical computational drug discovery. People that are doing their PhD in drug chemistry. There are university that has all these programs I'm talking about. There's a program called drug chemistry in Newcastle University. There are a lot of programs abroad. But not for master's level, it takes a lot of conviction on what you really want to do. Because some program they will say they actually focus on master. They will call it Masters of Pharmaceutics. But the content of that masters, there's something I didn't touch on. When it comes to masters program, it is very, very important that you consider the the uh the content of the program. Please always check. It's not about name. Masters of Public Health is not the same across different university. Masters of Public Health in a school can be focused on maybe sexual and reproductive health, while another masters in a Masters of Public Health might focus on maybe global health, while some will focus on epidemiology or research. So always check the content of the program so that you will know what is inside. Because it's not about the name, Masters of Public Health. And so what? What is the content? Do you like the content of that program? That's why I mentioned that it's a journey that you have to do a lot of research to know that this program is actually what I want. It's actually something that I want to learn. It's actually something I want to build capacity in. And if it's a PhD, you'll be sure that okay, this topic is what I'm interested in, even though it's not my original idea, it's the idea of my supervisor, but I also love it and I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to develop a proposal on it. So you also need to come to a point of having interest in what you are doing because this is graduate school. Nobody should force you to do anything. And always check the program. So I think people are just interested in other things, really. But people see that pharmacy can provide opportunity for you to explore anything. You know, I said earlier that I know pharmacists that are doing their PhD in data science, pharmacists that are doing their PhD in cybersecurity. But while they are still in pharmacy school, they've started doing all sorts of things in that line. They've already started building themselves to strengthen their profile, to be a competitive applicant for that kind of program. For me now, I cannot just wake up tomorrow and say I want to do masters in cybersecurity. Unless what do I know? Like why? So I need to start doing something. So graduate school is not just about interest alone. You also want to see that your interest is showing and you've done something to actually push things forward. If I'm interested, maybe I'll go and do my I'll go to and maybe go for a boot camp on cybersecurity or go for
You can
um
go for a third program in
God
cybersecurity.
bless you. Yes, I can decide to go for a thoughts program. But even with that thoughts program too, I still need to do some things before that time to see that okay, maybe I've done some online
Okay.
courses, I've done this, I've done that, I know about this language, I know about this method, I know about this approach, just little things. And then I will now have more understanding of cybersecurity through my masters. So it's important that so pharmacists just want to
Okay.
diversify. Maybe the cost of licensure is actually expensive too for you to become a registered or a licensed pharmacist in the US, a whole lot of training in the UK, a whole lot of you have to spend a whole lot of money, and so people just want to maybe go for the easiest option.
Sorry, can I
Is there
come
any
in?
other question?
Yes, this go ahead.
You
Maybe.
mentioned licensure, like before you can do to practice abroad and stuff like that.
Mm.
But when it comes to you know moving from maybe internship, like for the industry now, particularly moving from internship to job roles, does that licensure like also come in place too, or is it like a straight since it is industry, you are not like prescribing to patients or whatnot?
Thank you very much for that. I understand that question. Yeah, the thing is that let's say you finish your masters in epidemiology and you saw a role with AstraZeneca calling for maybe a clinical epidemiologist. You are an epidemiologist once you finish your masters. You are fit to apply. Even if it is even a pharmacy role, so far it is not a pharmacy role like that where you need a license. It will be there that okay, maybe this is require you maybe to be registered with the national body. Then if any job requires that, you are not a pharmacist in that country. You're a pharmacist in Nigeria, but not in that country. You cannot apply for that particular role. But if they need a global health consultant and you did a master's in global health, you finish your master's in global health, you can apply. You are fit. You know, there's some role that don't need anything beyond your experience and, of course, you having a master's or you having an advanced degree in that area, and you're fit to apply. For instance, if a pharmaceutical company says they are looking for a pharmaceutical drug designer, for instance, maybe you did your master's maybe in pharmaceutics or PhD in pharmaceutics, you are fit to apply because you are not practicing pharmacy in that country. That's not pharmacy. You are practicing science. Let me put it that way. So you're practicing
Okay.
science,
Okay.
you're not practicing pharmacy of date of prescribing or you being regulated. But if they now need that kind of If they need anything like that, then they will put it there that okay, you have to be registered, which in most cases, no. I know people that finish from US, they finish their PhD. I know someone that finished PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry in the US. He's working with a pharma company. He's working with Moderna. So, and doesn't have to be a pharmacist because the role is not a pharmacy role. It's a scientist role. So you're a scientist at that particular point in time. They need your expertise. So you don't have to be registered with anybody. But if it has to do with pharmacy practice, like prescribing drugs, or let me give you an example. For instance, in Nigeria, uh, if you finish with for some field in like if you finish with chemistry, like chemistry as an undergraduate, you can go and do pharmaceutical chemistry in your masters, even in your PhD. You get, it's similar. But there's some area too in pharmacy that you cannot touch because
Okay.
you are not a pharmacist. So what is important, for instance, if you want to do if you want to do clinical pharmacy and you are coming from maybe like biochemistry, I don't think you can get in. No, you cannot. But field like that actually like core science that doesn't deal with practice, then you are fit to apply. I know people that they've done that. I know someone that finished from she finished her masters in her PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry, and she's working with Moderna as a scientist, as a pharmaceutical scientist. So you're not practicing pharmacy in that country, so you don't need any. But if it's a role that is sensitive and they want you to have it, they will specify. But most of the time, you are not a scientist. Yeah, so we should be treated like
Okay,
that.
thanks so much.
Yeah.
Can we finish the question on the channel? Is there any other question?
Someone is asking, what is open day? Open day is
Hey, yeah.
in some US schools where they will ask you to come, prospective applicants. If you want to apply to that school, you guys will gather together and they will talk to you about the program, about the university, why they want you to apply. So some schools, to now support people that attend the open day, they will give them waiver, they will give them voucher, or they will give them maybe a pin or something that they can put when they are applying, and that will waive the application fee. Some schools in the US they do that. I have a video on this channel on how to apply for waiver. Please check the video out. There's a video that someone, and she's in the US now. The person that presented in that video, she got waiver, and she even got voucher for some schools to pay for application fee. So open day is just where the school gather you guys together. They will schedule a date, and you people will come together. You will hear about the university. You will hear about do and don't. You will hear about the course, different opportunities are available to you within the university. It's just like they are marketing the school to you. Yeah, they do that quite a lot in the US. So you just have to check the website to know when they're going to have it. But not all school will give you voucher if you attend, though. But some schools will give you. So yeah, but you can watch that video on how to apply for waiver. It's on this channel. We've discussed something like that before. Yeah. We have another question. Please, is this journey very feasible or advisable? Going for a master's, working after master's to raise fund and cross to pharmacy practice abroad. Why not? Why not move from like okay, maybe you think your masters will give you more money to raise more money and then you cannot go for it. Yes, that's possible. Anything is possible. But right now, if you have the means, you can even move. There are people that move to Canada straight after their pharmacy degree in Nigeria. They've done their internship, they've practiced for a while, they've gathered money, and they apply for to become a pharmacist in Canada. They wrote their exam, uh, they passed. There are a number of people that have done that. So, but if you think that you need a master's in your career, which sometimes people don't even need for them to forge ahead in their career, if you think you need a master's, then go for your master's, get it done. Maybe starts working, work for a while, gather the money, then go for your licensing exam. There's no clear route or anything. It depends on. There are people that have done what you said, and there are people that have moved straight without. But it's matter of money. It's matter of yeah. Because if you do a masters, is it going to make any difference? I don't know. Maybe. So maybe it's going to make difference that you have extra qualification, maybe for some roles, maybe. So it depends. But if you can get that same thing with just your bachelor, because that person shows that what they really want to do is that they want to practice pharmacy in that country.
Yes.
So, but any route is actually possible. You can go through your masters. After the masters, look for opportunity to stay back in the country, work for a while, then apply based on the money that you save. Because you are now in that country, you've raised some like money, and it will be easy for you to do the transition. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that
So
all on the time?
Yes,
I
that's
think that
all.
so there is a question asked earlier. The person said, "What do you think will give me an added advantage when I'm applying for a scholarship? Like, what will put the person ahead of others? Maybe things that you can do to just give you like that edge to just push you forward, as the strongest applicant."
Yeah, there are a whole lot of things. Uh, Basically, your profile. You need to work on your profile if you're applying to graduate school. I've actually mentioned that quite a lot. Strengthen your CV. Demonstrate that you are someone that can be invested in. Demonstrate that you have some knowledge and some level of interest in that field. Because they won't say because you're applying for a thought program, then you should not have any knowledge about what you're applying for. They still want to see some level of you trying or you trying to make effort to improve your skills. If possible, gather some work experience, anything that will contribute to your CV, attend conference, present in conference, publish papers, uh, do things beyond your grade. Your grade is okay, yeah, fine, but now do things beyond that that will show that this person is something that is worthy of investment, and that means that you strengthen your profile. You applying for opportunities, apply for scholarship, apply for things that we have, apply for professional membership, if that's possible. Do remarkable things that we add to your CV, that we add to your profile. And also, I think we have a video on this channel too where we actually detailed that quite a lot on things that you can do to add to yourself. So I will encourage that person to also check it out. But basically, anything that we add to your profile that we position you in the best light, that see this person is worthy of our investment. They are investing. They're investing in you. That's what they are doing. They are paying your school fees. They are giving you stipend. So you also have to show that this field, this topic, this area is something I'm interested in. And it's not too late if you're applying next year. Just look inward. How can you strategize? How can you build experience? Where can you volunteer? Which organization can you join? Which paper can you publish? Which course can you take? All these things, anything that can add to your profile, they are endless. They are endless. So it just depends on what you're interested in. For instance, if you're interested in maybe doing research in a particular area, and you don't have any research experience, do you have the means to volunteer maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks in the lab to learn about the procedure, to learn about the method? Can you take online course? Can you take some certification online? Can you watch some YouTube videos to upskill, to build your skills, to build your knowledge in that area? So that even when you are writing your application, it will come from the angle of you being knowledgeable about what you are saying, you using technical terms in that area. So anything that we add to your profile is not too late, and you can actually start now towards application next year. So it's about planning. So it's about building yourself. It's about building your profile. That's what is really important. I hope
Okay,
that is
so
clear. Yeah.
just as an offshoot of what you just said about
Mm.
lab experiences. Um, so how well you've not talked about let's say the necessity of that in applying for some programs.
You know what? For some programming, if you are applying, if for instance now you as a pharmacist, you're applying for a program in pharmaceutical chemistry, let's say in the US or in the UK, or you're applying to a program that you have to do something in the lab, you cannot tell me that you don't have any lab experience. Even though we don't take it serious, some of us don't take it serious then. We just write the lab notes, all sorts of things. But they've added some things to you in the sense that you understand some laboratory procedures. And all these things, you can mention them in your application. That see, maybe your PhD is on titration. Maybe you have to do some titration to develop or to assay some drugs. You can simply mention that, oh, okay, during my undergraduate, uh, when you're writing your application, that I have quite a lot of experience doing all kind of titration, direct, indirect, back titration. You mention those things, and you've actually done them. You've done them. You've gone through the process while you are still in pharmacy school. It's just about putting all these things together. Some people will say, no, I don't have research experience. You did your undergraduate thesis. That's a research experience that you can put on your profile. You did your undergraduate thesis. You did your undergraduate research. That's a research experience. So that's why sometimes it's also not about building a whole lot of capacity here and there. Sometimes it's about how you tell your story, how you bring things together. You are applying for a PhD in something that has to do with lab, and you didn't remember anything that you've done in your practical. You're not going around. I don't have any lab experience, so I don't have this. So how you have a whole lot of experience in the laboratory, even though the lab is not that well equipped or something, but at least you have experience working in the lab or exposing yourself to some things in the laboratory setting, which you can create a story out of it. You can create a meaningful discussion around it. And to support that, you can also take some online courses. Go on Coursera, go on Harvard X, go on EDX, go on Future Learn. There are a whole lot of courses that you can take that can also support you and add to your knowledge. So if someone say, oh, they are interested in maybe drug development, you have been doing practical since 100 level, I mean since 200 level, and even 100 level now, you did some practical too in chemistry. So 200 level, you have been doing practical, you do a lot of things that has to do with drug development. It's about making story out of those things. Oh, I don't have research experience. You did undergraduate thesis. You did undergraduate research. You collected data. You analyzed data. You did titration. You did assay. Where do you throw all those things? So it's about putting all these things together and think about, oh, how am I going to tell a meaningful story? Okay, I'm applying for a PhD in pharmaceutics next year. Ah, and when you are writing your essay, so you can talk about all these things, extemporaneous preparation that you did, blah 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 blah. If your program actually deals with that, so you are the one that you will extract the usefulness of your program. On that, it's not going to waste now. Like it's still important. For instance, me, I already know that I'm going to do something in public health line. So for my dissertation already, I've already planned that I'm going to do it in clinical pharmacy. You know, clinical pharmacy is the in a way closest to public health. And I did something I work on a topic that aligns with public health. In fact, I come up with the idea with the topic that I work on for my dissertation. Because I've been planning this thing before now. So personally, that's me anyways. So I'm strategic about what I do. So I already know that I'm going to public health line. I cannot go to pharmacognosy. I cannot go to farm chem. It's not be useful to me. I need to do it in clinical and do something in relation to public health among community pharmacists. And I wrote that in my personal statement when I was applying to Oxford. That I conceptualized my research, I collected data, I work on from this, I analyze data using this particular method. You get, so I was able to put something down for you that know that, okay, see, I want to become an expert when it comes to drug discovery. When you're in your final year in the university, you should go for maybe something like pharmchem or go for something in pharmaceutics or pharmacognosy and work on something on drug discovery. That's a strong point for you in your graduate school application because you have been doing something in that line before. You just need to build more on it. And if you have, maybe you are applying to another program now and you've done, uh, maybe you did your master's in your dissertation in pharmacognosy or in another area, and you are interested, maybe let's say in another field right now, you can pick transferable skills. What are the things that you learn while you are doing your research? How to write, how to do literature review. There's no research that you will do in this world that you not do literature review, that you not search online. So there are some skills that are transferable, even if you are doing something later that doesn't align with what you did in your undergraduate research. So you can pick lessons from that and tell a story around it. So remember, it's all about being strategic. It's about being able to tell meaningful story. It's about being able to put your journey together in a coherent way that anyone will understand you and be able to see that, oh, this person is worthy of our investment. So yeah. So don't say right from today, don't
Thank
say you don't have a research experience. Tap on your undergraduate and if possible, you can publish it. If you've not published your undergraduate thesis, I always recommend it for undergraduate, publish it. I have three publications. I had three publications for my undergraduate thesis. Three publications in peer-reviewed journals for my thesis. So if you have not published it, there's still room for that. If you can discuss with your supervisor and it's relevant for your graduate school, you can start talking about that right now so that you can submit it maybe by January and hopefully it will be out before you apply for your graduate school. So being strategic is what is important. I hope that is clear.
Thank you so much. Is there any other Abdul? Is there any other question from the form? Have you completed the question from the form?
From the form, he has touched every possible questions. He has addressed everything.
Everything. Okay. Okay, so I think I have two more questions concerning let's say country selection. Um, can you factor in? I just want to try and factor in the ease of entry, both for the country and programs. I mean, both for country, school, and programs. So let me just put it that way. The number one, the ease of entry, because some people don't want like all these. Of course, they don't have as much profile maybe as you now that you are highly competitive when it comes to applying for some graduate school and also can you factor in the ease of entry for let's say the country school and programs, and then um fund let me not say funding, but tuition costs, or the cost of the education for for some countries, maybe let's say for some European countries, the fees are very low and might require less external aid or funding and all, so that we can make some strategic decisions. Hope my question is clear.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Thank you very much for that.
But
Yeah.
because okay.
Okay. Can I answer that first?
Yeah, because I think there might be some schools and courses that that okay, as a fresh graduate, a pharmacist, when you apply for the acceptance rate is very high. So okay, it's good to focus on that school or that program, let me say, or that country, and then the tuition fees too.
Thank you very much for that. Again, like I said, graduate school is not just anyhow decision. It's not just about chance. It's not about seeing that it's easy to enter. But as a pharmacist, you have a very good chance to enter any pharmacy program anywhere in the world. You are their first choice. There's a program called Pharmaceutical Outcome and something like that in the US. They always like people that are studying that program are always that I know quite a lot of pharmacists. They always get into that program. So anything that has to do with pharmaceutical pharmacy, you are the top applicant. Anything that has to do with drug discovery, they know that you have a solid background in that area and you are likely to get into that program. So you are their top choice. Pharmaceutical, drug discovery, medicinal chemistry, pharmaceutics, clinical pharmacy, anything that has to do with pharmacy at all, that has that pharmacy as that, this is pharmacy, this is my own, then you have a high chance of getting into that program. Even if you don't have so, even if you don't have big profile like that, but you have a good grade in your undergraduate years, like you finish with a very good grade, like first class, or you have strong 2-1, that's you are likely to get in. I know people that they don't have any strong extracurricular activity wise in school, but they have a very good grade and they're able to get to all this pharmacy program in the US, pharmaceutics, pharmaceutical chemistry, which is okay. But again, don't be a mediocre. Continue to build yourself. Don't say because because it's easy to get into that kind of program. What of it is even getting more competitive again. You have to agree with me because now a lot of pharmacists too want to do that program, and they will not put 2,000 Nigeria in one class. So they actually want, yes, it's still competitive again for people to enter. So you also want to continue to build yourself to make yourself exceptional to get in. But generally, anything that is pharmacy, you have a very good chance because you are the choice of applicants. You are the one that they actually want on that particular program, which is actually works for a number of people. So now regarding the fee and for most country now, I wouldn't say it's affordable because now if you look at the conversion rate, some people say I saw a trend, someone that moved to the UK like 10 years ago, he spent like about 9 million naira for everything for relocation and for school fees.
Hmm.
But right now you
Wow.
cannot do that because let's say average school fees is £15,000. That's the average school
Mhm.
fees. So multiply it by 2,000. That's already like around 30 million, right? and you've not added your flight, you've not added your accommodation, you've not added your living expenses. So that's why everyone is looking for scholarship now. That's why scholarship is getting really, really competitive. But if someone is rich, there are such cheap schools in the UK, maybe like and you don't have to pay once, maybe you pay 2,000 first, you pay 3,000 first, you get in like based on what you agree on, we pay based on different milestones. So you probably want to consider that if you know you have the money, you can pay in installments, and that will also work. But right now, I know that it's not easy for many Nigerians, that's many Africans, because the exchange rate and you know it can be really challenging for you to get that kind of money for graduate school. So, but there are schools that are actually cheap. There's some schools that will give you tuition waiver. That's why I said it's always good to also check the university website. There's going to be a page where they will talk about some funding that are internal. So they will say, okay, if you apply to this particular program, we have tuition or waiver for you. You don't have to pay any school fees, but you have to cover your living expenses and other things. For that kind of that's also that for the time that we are in now, that's also competitive because you have like 20 Nigerians on the line or 20 Africans that they also want to consider for that opportunity. But it's just about trying. And that's why I encourage people to please apply to many programs, as many as you can, because the competition is serious, and you want to diversify your portfolio in terms of where you are expecting results from. Um, Regarding country, right? You asked about the country, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Regarding country, it is highly dependent on you, but there are some schools now. Let's say some European university that the school fees is like 400 euros. There are some schools,
Hmm.
but you know, why people don't go there or don't consider those places is because of language. Like for
Okay.
Sweden, for Finland, there are schools that are really, really cheap. That maybe for our semester it's just like 400 euros compared to the UK where you
Hmm.
pay like 15,000 or something, or 15k. My program in Oxford is 30,000 pounds. Yeah,
Hmm.
more like maybe 35 or something thousand pounds, close to 40k. And most program for international students in the UK is like 25,000, 25,000, 15,000, 10,000 for some schools. So, but schools in like Geneva, in Switzerland, schools in but if you are open to learn language like of other country, please try to explore. Go there, explore, learn their language, uh, and pay school fees if you know that you want to pay school fees. And of course, they also have some scholarship too. They are Erasmus, they have that, they have other scholarship too. But people don't, it's not that like the US and the UK that everyone wants to go because of English language. They can easily understand. But if you are willing to learn the language, please also consider there are other places. Sweden is there, Finland, beautiful places. Luxembourg, there are different Portugal, yeah, Germany. They have beautiful programs. They have school fees is really cheap. They also have scholarships too. Just look, don't just focus on the UK, US alone. Don't focus on UK, US, Canada alone. Look out for other places if you are willing to learn the language and adapt to their culture. Yeah, there are other opportunities far and wide in those places too. Yeah, but school fees tends to be cheaper in other European countries. And in fact, some schools are actually free. Really, they are free, but you have to cover your movement
Your
and
accommodation.
your accommodation, your living expenses. Yeah, so like Finland, you can check
Oh.
Finland as schools that are free. Uh, you just have to pay a small fee if you are doing the English. No, some most of their programs they are taught in their local language, but they also have some English programs too that you can also explore. Yeah,
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
right.
Thanks. So, any other question, Abdul? Nothing else, right?
No. Okay, I think I have a question as regards GRE and GMAT.
Mm,
Okay, I know that not all schools in US basically like request for them,
yeah,
but let's say for the rich people that want to like maybe give themselves an edge, is it advisable to just do it, just to like push yourself in front of the line?
especially if you have low grade.
Yeah.
People with low grade, maybe the grade that's not such that okay, but they see they're interested in graduate school, they can use GRE to actually redeem themselves by showing that, see, I can do well in this exam. I have good aptitude, aptitude, quantitative reasoning, qualitative reasoning ability. You can easily show that by doing it. So for some people, it is good. It's a strategic decision to just write it so that they can increase their chance of getting into that graduate school program. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But for some people that already have good research experience, they are vast in research before. They might not just, and they also have good grade. They might just decide not to do it. But if you have the money and the school mentioning that, okay, you can write it if you want, and if you think it's going to help your situation, some schools will mention it like that, then please consider like write it so that you won't have to stress yourself too much regarding, since you have the money and you can prepare for the exam. Yeah, please do it. Some people
Okay.
do it to just increase their chance. That's what some people use it for. Yeah. But some schools specify that, see, if you don't have it, we are fine. So if you know that it's not adding anything like that, still don't stress yourself. But some schools will mention that, okay, if you submit it, we are going to view it favorably. That's also passing a message that, okay, maybe the CGPA is not that good. They can use that to also judge you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Right. You're welcome.
Wow. Thanks so much, sir. It's almost 2 hours. And I know this is the last session. So I'm very grateful for that you touched everything that we listed out. I think every single thing.
Right. Thank you. Thank you
The
for having me.
the effect of PhD, the opportunities available. You mentioned people doing that have done your program. Where are they working now?
Yeah.
What are they doing? I think that's very important, and LinkedIn will help us in that. So when you now go through their profile, you can now say, okay, this is where they are working, and you can now plan. And also those that are doing the program too, that have gotten admitted, and say, okay, let me also build myself using these templates or something like that.
Exactly.
I think that's very nice. And you cover the research interest too, talking about going through to the university website and checking all the courses and ticking the ones that catches your interest, and also um, the professors too that maybe you want to reach out to, what's their research interest and
Mm.
all. And what you really emphasized on is making sure you build your profile. So when you've gotten this template, which we have to do at least before the ending of this year, also that we can plan out, okay, these are the competencies I need to build on. And next year, these are the conferences I need to attend. These are the research I need to carry out. These are the courses online I need to take. And also, we need to do a whole lot of personal research so that we can make strategic choices. So thank you so much, sir, for your time. And really appreciate it. Over to you, Abdul.
You're welcome. Thank you for
So
having me.
thank you so much. And it was nice having you, sir. It was really nice having you.
Thank you.
I think in the absence of any question, you can call it a day.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So okay. Well, would I wanted to talk about, sorry, about the research, helping. I think that can be. You have a video already on the research, building your research experience, your research writing and publications and all.
Mm.
So I was thinking, well, this for the group share, the global health focus, like maybe those that are interested. I don't know if you can just talk about the global health focus and maybe if there's anything you have for us to help people have publications or improving their research and research
Well, there's something that
experience.
well, global health focus. We are moved away from doing trainings for people about research. We are more into people that already have something that they are doing and they want to grow further with it by doing more research or building on that. But what I will recommend is that we are planning a program next year. If you are interested in global health, definitely you will know through my channel. I will definitely talk about it. Uh, it will be good if you can attend that conference. That will also give you some leverage and insight on how to learn more about global health and the opportunity around it in the public health, global public health space, research, especially when it comes to public health and global health policy, health systems. You're able to learn one or two things that will also be useful to you. It's likely to be in maybe probably, I think we're having something in June, July next year. So yeah, and that will be a very good way for you to connect with global health focus. But before then, still continue to refine your skills, continue to refine your knowledge, take online courses, uh, just do things, just do amazing things. But I think that's a very good way for you to engage with us, because there's really no training or formal training that we do now, or we really support what we are doing. We really support people that are already within the clique. I mean, that have attended our program in the past. So, but right now we are
Yeah.
planning another program which would be good for anyone to actually attend if you're interested in global health. It will also be a plus because most of these people they put it on their CV and they mention it during interview, which is always helpful to them, that they have some level of experience but this is only to people in global health or public health related.
So why I ask that is because some people have been saying, okay, we need publications, we need to. So I was asking that because I
Pub-
wanted you maybe to give someone a guide on
Publication is not
not
really a
even a guide
necessity.
now. I'm not even a guide now. We're talking about like platforms where they can get into to have publications. Let me put it that
Um, Regarding platform, you know what?
way.
You create the platform. In this world, you don't wait for people because right now, for
Yeah.
instance, you're interested in computational chemistry. I don't know anything about computational chemistry. But maybe probably you can form a research group of two people that are interested in graduate school and look for, okay, can we do a review on a topic on computational chemistry? Submit it to a journal, publish it. So you don't wait for all these things. Just learn the skill, then try something. There are a whole lot of resources that people can leverage on. Because the more you are trying to wait or an event, time is going. But for instance, you
Yeah.
can decide
So
to, okay, maybe you're interested in, you want to do research, want to have one or two publication. Can you get someone that is experienced in research on board, form a collaborative group, take some online courses that are free on maybe research, apply for ethical approval, do the survey, collect your data, analyze it, write it up, submit it to journal by maybe February or by March. It should be out before the time for admission, and you push that forward.
yeah.
And it is a review article. It doesn't require any ethical approval. Gather people together, write a review in that area. Maybe you want to apply for a program on computational chemistry. You can write a review on maybe the current situation on computational chemistry in Africa. If you're able to get that to publication and they see it on your CV that, oh, you've written something about this before. Wow, that's interesting. Can you talk us through maybe during your interview? You're able to say something about it. And that's it. So it's about planning now, right now, because research is actually research varies. For instance, now my own interest might not align with maybe people that are watching this video right now. So some they have different. So you are the one that we create opportunity out of it, and there are courses training that you can take to learn this basic rudiment principle about publishing, about doing research, about writing papers. And if you need people that have expertise in that area, as we are speaking, engage with them, reach out to them that, oh, see, I have a project. Can we form a team? And we'll start working on it. And you can have something at the end of the day. So that's what I will advise basically. And if you can check
Yeah.
online or maybe you see somewhere where there are some people have group, some people now they form group now. People form group to write together, to do research together, to learn together, to fail together, to have rejection from journals together. But they are all doing all these things together to build their capacity. So in the hub now, people
Yeah.
that are interested in publication, you can decide to write a review article. You can decide to do original research. Get someone that has knowledge and skill in that area and just work around that. And of course, you have an output at the end of the day. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. I had to bring that up because that was a major concern for so many people.
Yeah, and publication too,
So
please.
thank you.
Publication doesn't really, if you don't have publication, I know people that get into graduate school and they get funding without publication. But you have to be able to demonstrate that you have some level of research experience, which you can use your dissertation to do. So publication is not actually possible in all field. There's some field that even to publish a paper by a professor is hard. Unlike maybe public health or maybe other area that maybe is relatively a lot more easier to do. So publication is important, but for some graduate school programs, especially if it's a master's taught program, really they don't put much emphasis. Even PhD, some PhD students in Ivy League university don't have any publication and they're able to get in because they're able to demonstrate their interest, their passion. They're able to show that, see, I'm interested in this thing and I have some experience in that area. So publication is not everything. I know people that got they receive Commonwealth scholarship without any publication.
Wow.
Yeah, there are people that get all this scholarship without any publication in any journal. But if you can have it, it will be viewed favorably. It's good. It's not a bad thing for you to have publication. And especially if you have low grade or you think that this is going to add to my profile, do it. But some people don't have it and they get into graduate school. But things are also getting really competitive. So you want to stand out as much as you can. So some people stand out maybe based on their essay, the way they write their motivation, the way they put their experience together, um, and that really stand out. And what they have been doing before that time, maybe their work experience to everything come together for them. But you must have one area where you actually you strike the chord. You're able to strike the chord, maybe in the reviewer that see this person is actually very serious. Let's give this him or her the admission or the funding. It must be outstanding in something. So some people it might
All
not
right.
be through publication, but if you can get publication, it's good, it's perfect. Yeah, I hope that is clear.
Thanks so much, sir. We need to let you go at this point because you we know that you're a PhD student, so I know the way you're bringing out time to give back to the community with your channel and even all these engagements. It's a big sacrifice, but it's something you enjoy doing. But you should also consider your time too. So thank you so much for
Welcome.
honoring the invitation and using 2 whole hours of dishing out knowledge. I really
Welcome.
want to find something to do for you. I'm really thinking now that what can I
Ah,
what can I do?
yeah, thank
But
you
thank you
very
so
much
much,
for
sir.
inviting me. I hope
Yeah,
you, yeah, all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right. Bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye bye, everybody.